Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to my channel. Today we are starting a series about the history of English literature. So before talking about the ages and the periods in English literature, we must first know that what is literature, its definition, its types and its function in life. So what is literature? When we talk about literature, literature is any piece of writing that is valued as work of art. That can be novel, poems, short stories, plays, dramas, short stories, novels, each and everything. So literature is the art of written works. Okay, they are the published writings in a particular style on a particular subject. So we can say that any art that form the written works uses language in written or in spoken form, that is called literature. When we talk about the types of literature, the genres of literature, so there are different genres. The literature is divided according to their rules in different categories, that poetry, drama, prose, fiction, non-fiction, short story, journalism and essays, prose as well. So in fiction and non-fiction we include novel as well. Then we come towards the function of literature. So the critics have been discussing from very early times about the functions of literature, and they are having different opinions. Each critic is having a different opinion that what is the real function of literature, but they all are agreed on one point, that the main function of literature is to entertain the reader, and to give pleasure to the reader. So this kind of literature is called the pleasure reading. So in this function, literature is used to entertain its readers. So they are consumed for the sake of enjoyment. So this type of literature, one function is this. And then there is the social and political function of literature. So we can say that literature shows how society works around them. Okay, literature helps the reader to see the social and political constructs around him or her, and it also shows the state of people and the state of world around him or her. One other function is the moral function of literature. So in moral function, we may say that any literary text which is teaching us whether any good thing or any bad thing. So that is the moral function of. And we can also include the purgatorial effect of literature, in which we purify our emotions. Okay, the catharsis is there. That is also the function of literature. Then comes the linguistic function. In linguistic functions, we can tell that literature preserves the language of every civilization from where it originated. That can be the different parts of the world. Okay, so this is one of the function of literature, that it preserves the language and it's in its real form. Then comes the cultural effect function. So we can say that literature orients us to the traditions, to the folklores, and the art of our heritage. So literature preserves entire culture in its writing and creates an imprint of the people's way of living that are living in different parts of the world, and the reader is reading and hearing and learning about them, their folklores, their traditions, their culture. So this is one of the function of literature. Literature is also used as the educational function. In educational function, we can say that literature teaches us many things about the human experience. Okay, the literature is used to portray the life that we can see through the experiences of other people. So in this way, it is teaching us, and we are feeling things where we can learn many things about life. So this is the educational purpose of literature. Then comes the historical function. In history, like in ancient text, there were manuscripts or there some spoken literature are there that are passed from generation to generation, and we the reader as a reader we are learning many things. So we can say that the literature is keeping a record of events that happened in the past in some remote places where they originated. So now in today's world, the scholars and the researchers are doing their research to learn that what happened in the past and what were their culture, their beliefs, and so on. Thank you.